see. Hi, Adonis. Hi, beautiful one. Beautiful one for today. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. And you may be focusing on work, school, or business, or a side business, side project, side hustle that could be bringing in extra money. Listen to your intuition. Old wounds heal and move into the past. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Maybe spending time with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Mega, love. When it comes to love, walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, and your love life moves forward. Slow and steady wins the race, possibly with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life moves forward when you're clear about what you want and don't settle for less than what you want. Alpha, General. Negativity moves into the past and life begins to move forward. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Could be spending time with the fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Something nice may happen around the home, moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home, and you may be planning travel. Hi, Zara. Queen City, weekend love. Love looks a little slow this week. Death and Chariot are both in reverse. If you have plans with someone, you'll probably see the person. If you don't have plans, there's probably not all that much happening around love this weekend. Things look a little slow. Emin, General. May have good news that comes in around work, school, or business. A wish comes true. Feeling grounded and stable around finances. Money comes in. Maybe thinking about going back to school or learning a new area of study. A disappointment heals and moves into the past, and life moves forward. Not bad. Not bad. Miss Bay, General for the rest of June. You've got good luck coming in, or your luck is changing for the better. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. Maybe thinking about going back to school, learning a new area of study, new beginnings around the horizon. You may have choices and options around social activity. Listening to your intuition. Kriti for tomorrow. Might hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and life begins to move forward. Lay down the laws, set boundaries, it'll serve you well. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. Cause for celebration comes in around having choices and options around social activity. And anxiety eases and moves into the past. Okay, not a bad day. Kimon for today. Perseverance pays off around work, school, or business, and you may get good news around work, school, or business. Money comes in, finances improve, and you could be paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan. Old wounds heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward. Not bad. Not bad. Pallavi, love. When it comes to love, explore your options. A disappointment heals and moves into the past, and life moves forward when you're clear about your wants and needs. You have fire coming in, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. You may have a Scorpio as well. New beginnings on the horizon that could lead you to a committed relationship if that's something that you're interested in. What is going on with my nose today? Family, near future for Jane and me. Communication is either coming in or picking up, and although things may be a little slow, things should change for the better quickly. Listen to your intuition, and you may be spending time together. Expressing your wants and needs around the situation may be helpful. Aries Sun for the next 24. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. A disappointment heals and moves into the past, and life moves forward. Money comes in, finances improve, and disappointment heals and moves into the past. Not bad. Brooklyn, what's next for me in my career? My current job isn't a good fit. I'm on the search for a new job. I'm hoping that I'll get a new job before next month. Very stressed about this. You do have new opportunity coming in. Growth, change, and transformation that could lead you to success. Somebody may make you an offer that would be hard to turn down. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. That may be the current job. You do have new beginnings coming in. Yeah, I can't swear it's going to be next month, but it should be soon. Like maybe before the end of the summer. Um, 555, how will my new product sell today? It may be a little slow to begin with, but it should do well over, like it may start off slow and then it may pick up. It'll be okay. It's okay. Me hack for the next 2 weeks. Slow and steady wins the race. Maybe planning travel. If you're feeling undecided about something or someone, don't make any decisions until you're ready. Listen to your intuition and success comes in. A disappointment heals and moves into the past, and something nice may happen around the home. Moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home, whatever it is, it would be positive. Nat, general. Maybe planning travel, possibly a road trip. A disappointment heals and moves into the past, and good news may come in around work, school, or business. Listen to your intuition, and life moves forward towards greener pastures. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Success comes in around work, school, or business. Life moves forward, and a disappointment heals. You may be walking away from something or someone that you feel no longer serves you. Like within maybe the course of the month or so. Brooklyn may have a time frame as to when I'll get a new job. I'm afraid I may be let go from the current job next week. Do you see me being jobless for a few weeks? I'm not convinced you're going to lose this job. As of right now, it's not coming up strong enough. But you may get a new job sometime before the end of August. Yeah, I'm not convinced that you're going to lose it. Let's see what happens. M&M, love for Taurus. Taurus seems to be feeling grounded and stable around love. They have the Empress here. Love and money is coming in, or more of it. A disappointment is healing and moving into the past. If they're currently with someone, they may be like slow and steady wins the race, but may feel like the relationship is well functioning. If they're not with anyone, they could have Earth coming in, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Stephanie, any good news? There may be good news around work, school, or business that could be bringing in more money, big picture. Virta, general. You'll hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from, or get good news that you've been waiting on. You may be thinking about going back to school, learning a new area of study. Old wounds are healing and moving into the past. Something nice may happen around the home, moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home, whatever it is, it would be positive. Hey, A, was M my boss telling the truth or lying when we had one-on-one meeting yesterday? I think they were telling the truth. Taylor, love reading for next week, single and dating. Love looks okay. You've got cause for celebration and happiness coming in around exploring your options. You've got here a Cancer. You could have a Fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, but Leo comes up the strongest. Disappointment heals and moves into the past. There also may be a Gemini that comes in. Not bad. Raymond, love for now and into next week. Things look a little slow between now and next week. Like there just might not be that much happening around love. Expressing your wants and needs to a current partner if you're with someone could be helpful, but I don't see all that much changing within the next week or so. It looks a little bit slow or stagnant. Maggie, when will my next date be? Maybe sometime this summer, like maybe late July, early August. Davey, what does Tara want me to know? You have money coming in, and the hard work you put in around work, school, or business will pay off. Perseverance pay off. Listen to your intuition, and life moves forward towards greener pastures. Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and happiness comes in around a side business, side project, side hustle that could be bringing in success long term. You may be planning in travel. The year, how would Nikki feel if I got into contact again? Okay, maybe open to it. Yeah, there's feeling grounded and stable, happy and content. Communication comes in or picks up. Lucky, general. Teamwork is favored around work, school, or business. A disappointment is healing and moving into the past. You may be feeling grounded and stable around finances. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from, or reconnect with an old friend or someone you haven't seen in a while. Success comes in around work, school, or business, and life begins to move forward. Don't be afraid to express your wants and needs around both personal and professional relationships this summer. Kiss, what's coming towards me? You have money and financial stability coming in. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Listen to your intuition and life moves forward. Success comes in around work, school, or business. Emily, update the energy around Soha's trip. Trip looks like it's going really well. New beginnings on the horizon that lead to success. Maybe there may be a new adventure or something. I don't know if this is it a work thing? Because it looks like teamwork is favored and leads to success. Could be bringing in success around work, school, or business. Taking time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Feeling happy and content. Pretty good. Amy, for the next 48 for Sunny. This person is laying down the law and setting boundaries. They have money coming in. Finances are improving. They're listening to their intuition and life is moving forward. They may have something nice happening around money, or they're paying off a bill of debt or a loan and they're feeling grounded and stable. And then they're taking time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Sylvia, when will Eddie ever call me back? You could hear this from this person like at any moment out of the clear blue sky when you least expect it. Jamie and Brianna Aries. Slow and steady wins the race, but communication is picking up. Things are still a little out of balance, so I would just kind of go with the flow of things, but communication should be picking up, and you may be seeing one another soon. Macy, can I have a general for the weekend? Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Listen to your intuition. You have a wish that comes true. Maybe spending time with a Virgo or a Leo this weekend. Not bad. Cosmic, did Eric, the senior job, find me attractive, or was he just friendly? He could have found you to be attractive. Ruchi, next in love. A wish comes true around things moving forward, but exploring your options leads to success. You could have fire coming in, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Lay down the law, set boundaries, it'll serve you well. You also may have a Scorpio. The hard work you put into love comes back to you, but don't settle for less than you want or deserve. Brooklyn, finances for the rest of June. You should have money coming in. Like, you should be okay. The way that it reads, it's like there's not like $1 million coming in, but there's money flowing, and you're able to pay your bills. There's money coming in. It's a little slow, but you're getting by. You should be okay for the rest of June. Mountain, TW was talking to TP about moving out. They're due to a relationship issue. Will this be a good thing or a disaster? Well, I'm not convinced it's going to happen as of right now. I'm not convinced it's going to happen. But if it does, it may be for the better. It may be for the better. I mean, it also could be a little bit back and forth nonsense happening. No, and I'm now concerned about sharing the other things I'm finding out. I'm a little concerned. Two of Swords in reverse. If you're undecided, don't make any decisions until you're ready. Summer love. Slow and steady wins the race, and expressing your wants and needs around love may be helpful at this time. Don't settle for less than you want or deserve, and don't make any decisions until you're ready. Explore your options. You have a couple of people here. Water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, possibly an Aquarius. Listen to your intuition and life moves forward. Slow and steady wins the race. I wouldn't jump into anything right now, but explore your options is suggested. Sarah, A, the Pisces' current feelings around our situation. What's going on in his mind regarding us? He just thinks that you're mad at him. Yeah, he just thinks that you're mad at him. I think that he thinks it's going to blow over. Taylor, I did. Brooklyn, I did. Brooklyn, no, I don't think you're going to get a new job before June ends. No. Hi, Mel. Tamana, divine message for me regarding marriage. I need a question. I don't know what it is that you want to know, like where you are in your married life or where you are in your relationship. I can't give you a divine message if I don't know like who we're talking about or what's going on. Brenda, general for the rest of the day. Something nice may happen around the home, moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Listen to your intuition. Life changes for you for the better quickly when you're clear about your wants and needs. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. T-Vet for the weekend. Listen to your intuition and life moves forward. You're stepping into your strength and self-confidence, life moves forward, and you may find yourself like life changing for the better quickly. You may be headed towards the 10 cups being full. Listen to your intuition. And you could be entering a committed relationship, or there may be one on the horizon, or maybe the person is around this weekend. You could have an air sign around, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life moves forward. D for today. You have lay down the law, set boundaries, and don't be afraid to express your wants and needs around both personal and professional relationships. Life could change for you for the better quickly if you listen to your intuition. Old wounds heal and move into the past, and life moves forward. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. Teamwork is favored. New beginnings around the horizon that could lead you to success around work, school, or business. Not bad. Iris, I feel P to Leo is seeing another woman. We're together for more than 20 years. Okay, let's see. Is there a third party in this situation? There may be something going on. Yeah, he shows his hermit in reverse, somebody who knows they've done something wrong, but they're not taking responsibility for it. I would have a discussion. I wouldn't accuse, because I don't specifically see a third person here, but there is an issue in this relationship, so I would have a conversation about what's going on. Mountain, what does Penny need at this point? I feel like she's getting worse, and I might need new supplements. I think you might be right. I don't know if you could get a second opinion or ask somebody else or do a little research into something else. But yeah, there is some kind of, maybe it's like a homeopathic thing that you could try that may be helpful. T-Vet finances. They're okay. So you got money coming in, you got money going out. You may be investing time and effort into a side business, side project, side hustle that could be bringing in more money, but it might be a little slow. But it should pick up with time. Susie, love for the rest of the month. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Could be spending time with either an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, but it's a little slow. Where the heck am I? Did that one. New love. Will SLS solve the problem that I wrote to them about? I think that they will. Amen for the rest of the week with O. Expressing your wants and needs around the situation may be helpful. Communication's either coming in or picking up, but other than that, things look a little slow or not much is changing. If you have plans, though, you're probably going to see this person. If you don't have plans, there may not be all that much happening. Mary for the next 7. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. New beginnings are on the horizon that lead to success. Money comes in, finances improve. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. Listen to your intuition. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care, and you could have some money coming in. Debs, I want to start making covers on social media. I've done this in the past, but I want to take it seriously now. How will it go if I give it my all? It looks similar to whatever happened the last time. So if you had a lot of success last time, it'll probably be very successful. There's not much change around it. So whatever you were doing, you would be going back to the same thing. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't try it. Lioness, family think that I should move into leadership, even principal. I'm ready. Could this be the next move for me? That's possible, yeah, and you could be very successful with it. Magician's Heart, still haven't heard from online friend Tacky. May I please ask for his current energy and next actions? His energy is a little stagnant because this relationship between the two of you is out of balance. He may feel that your energy is quite needy, and that's kind of making him pull away. You'll hear from him, though, at some point. Maybe within the next few days. Migu for the next 24. Migu for the next 24. The hard work you put into work, school, or business comes back and pays off. Listen to your intuition and life moves forward. You'll hear, from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Lay down the law, set boundaries. It'll serve you well. Old wounds heal and move into the past. Focusing on a side business, side project, side hustle could be bringing in success. Sha, boyfriend Jay's current feelings and actions for me long distance. The situation or relationship looks a little bit out of balance, or like the two of you, like it looks like his energy is pulled away. There should be communication that comes in, but aside from communication, I don't see much happening here. It looks like two people that may be not on the same page right now. I would have a conversation with him about like what it is that you're looking for or what you want from this situation. Tamana, I'm 35, single and unmarried. Family is looking for a suitable partner. Want to know what kind of guy divine is setting me. I don't believe that there is like a force that is sending you somebody specific. I think you have to go out and find that person. So like you said there, your family is looking for somebody. Your family may be successful with that. But I can't hypothetically speak about somebody who's going to magically appear for you because I have never seen that happen. So it's like, to me, that's not realistic. It does look like if somebody is looking for somebody for you, there is opportunity for your life to move forward, possibly with a Leo. A disappointment heals and moves into the past, or a Virgo. Old wounds heal and move into the past, and it could lead you to a committed relationship. But I can't tell you that there is some force that is going to send this person to you, because in my life and all the readings I've ever done, I've never seen that happen. Like, you kind of have to go out and find the person. Mountain, PH texted the other night wanting to set me up with a good man. He's way into me, but married, and I have boundaries. Is he just trying to figure out a way to get to know me without being obvious? I think he is looking to get to know you, but I also think that he may have somebody that he wants to set you up with. Did he tell you he has somebody specific? Innovation. How are you doing? I'm okay. How are you? Anything for me? Can you please, on my turn, speak slowly? Sure. Sure. May reconnect with an old friend or somebody from your past. Somebody from the past may resurface, or you may run into them, and it may be something that you're happy about, something that maybe even somebody who's recently crossed your mind. You might have choices and options around social activity this summer. Could plan travel. There may be money coming in. You could get good news that comes in around work. Not bad, not bad. Avery's in school. Cyrus is asleep because Avery's not here. He's on my bed over there. Butterfly A. Feeling awkward when I'm in school with the kids. Is it going to pass, or should I change workplaces? It's going to pass. Lourdes, finally, today was my last interview. Didn't go well as I thought. What do the cards say? Do I still have a chance to win this? I think you do. I think you did better than you thought. You have about a 70% chance. So let's see what happens. Lucinda, next 7. Next 7. May have money coming in. Finances could be improving. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from, or get good news that you've been waiting on. Could be spending time with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Anxieties, issues, negativity, that's all moving into the past. Life changes for you for the better quickly. Sorry, yes, I know that some people arrange marriages, and that's fine, but you're going to find the person. That person is not showing up. You see the difference? Like, when everyone's asking about, like, somebody being my divine person or somebody who is divinely sent to me, I don't believe that that's the case. What I believe is, this person said, their family's looking for someone. That's not divine. I'm going out and finding it. I mean, there are situations where, yeah, you could just happen to run into somebody and make a connection when you're not looking for it. That happens all the time. But you were at the right place at the right time. I don't believe that things are, because I don't believe that it's a destined thing. Just like you could decide not to get married. Like, it's your choice. Nobody's forcing you to get married. You have to make the decision to get married. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, if this person's parents is looking for someone, they're going to find someone because they're out looking. And that's the way it functions in their religion or culture or whatever. But it's not, like, there could be more than one person that's suitable is what I'm saying. Like, they may find 5 people that they like. And there may be, who knows, maybe 3 out of the 5 are interested. And maybe the other 2 aren't interested, or however it works, it works. You see what I mean? I just hate that we have grown up believing that there is one person that we need to comb the earth to find. And then when it goes south, people think that that's it. I'm never going to be with anybody ever again because this was meant to be. Oh, somebody told me this was was divinely guided, and now this is it, and I'll be alone forever. And that's not true. It's not true. I would venture to guess, I could be wrong here, but that people that have married and divorced or been in relationships that lasted years and then it ended, their next relationships were more successful and better functioning than the previous one because of everything that they learned, regardless of whether or not they married them. But like you said, I mean, I know that it's different. It's different with whether or not you're set up. But Tamana, if you're open to an arranged marriage, you're gonna find someone. There absolutely, because you're being proactive about it, and you're finding somebody who's looking for the same thing as you. I know that most of us have grown up, like I said, wanting that the magic, the glass slipper, the pumpkin, and the whole shebang, but that's just not real. So the people that have been kind of chasing that, or I've heard people that have had trauma in their childhoods tend to have this belief that at some point they're going to be rescued from the trauma. And those are the people that, I'm not saying that's you. It's not you. And maybe, but I'm just saying in general, people that are looking to be rescued by some kind of a knight in shining armor, they get disappointed. They get disappointed. And that's why it's a thing. You know, it's like there would be no reference to the knight in shining armor and Cinderella and the glass shoe if it wasn't a real thing. It is. It's unfortunate that this is the way we've been programmed. And we wind up getting very disappointed. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Brooklyn, will I get the job at Lone Max? I'm supposed to hear back from them today. I'm not convinced that you're going to get this one today, but there is a new job in the future. So if you don't hear from them today, don't get upset. You still might get it. I know they should, because that's what sells. It sells. It sells. Just like the tarot readers that tell people what they want to hear, it sells. That's why they keep coming back. That's what people want to believe in. And you know what? It's such a nice story. It is a really nice story to think one day someone's going to show up and they're going to love me so much and I'm going to be the only person that they can think about, and they're going to think that I'm just perfect, and we're going to have a lot of money and have a big house, and we're going to have beautiful kids, and we're going to have a dog, and we're going to, I'm telling you, I had it all laid out. I'm telling you, there is a neighborhood that was on the way to the junior high. We called it junior high. Kids these days are calling it middle school. We called it junior high. And the name of the development, what was it called? Whatever the name was, it wasn't like a condo place. It was like big, huge houses, but there was a specific development. And it was on the way to the junior high. And I'm not kidding you. I had my house, and I used to tell my friend, I'm going to live in that house when me and Adam get married. Adam. Yeah. Now, I could tell you what my bedroom looked like. I could tell you it was going to be sea green and peach. Why, I don't know, but those are the colors. Sea green and peach. And that's where we're going to live. Now, I've told this story before. My birthday I guess it was 7th grade, fell on the weekend. And when we came back to school, everybody had come back wearing I went to Adam's bar mitzvah shirt. I don't know. It was a thing. If you went to somebody's bar mitzvah, they gave out a gift and everybody wore it to school on Monday. And I went to school in a very Jewish neighborhood. Of course, I didn't go to anybody's bar mitzvah. Nobody invited me. But everybody came back, and I said to my friends, I'm like, you got to find out. Adam's birthday was the weekend. Do we have the same birthday? Well, wouldn't you know it? Me and Adam had the same birthday. So now I was sure that this was my soulmate, and we were going to get married, and it was going to be perfect. Yeah, well, that never happened. But it was in my head. How old were we? 13? 13, and I was thinking like that. because I was looking for somebody to rescue me. That's terrible. It's so sad. Like when I think about, like when I see these kids, like at the rink that are like 13, 12, 11, I'm like, I hope that they're not thinking along those lines. Some of them probably are. Maybe some of them, because they're ice skating, that's where their priority is, and they're not thinking about Adam in the house. But that's where my head was that young. Probably even before that. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about my friend? My friend, she had to get engaged at the Disney castle. I didn't know that. I didn't know about all that. She never told me that. But my boss told me the weekend that they were away, because we worked together, this friend. And my boss was like, "Oh, he's going to ask her to marry her. They went and got the ring, and they're going to do it on the trip." And somebody told me, I can't remember who it was, that that was what she wanted. So she kind of told him that. And I'm like, I just laugh. I'm like, yeah, she got what she wanted, but it's like she told him, and he was like, okay. Like it wasn't like something that he knew that she would like, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It made her happy. Life's too short to be miserable. I'm glad that you had what you wanted, but I just laugh. I'm like, this is where we are. This is where we are with young girls. That's what they think that they need. And that girl actually had such a great opportunity to, this is only my opinion, and I've said it to her, and she's answered me back, and it's fine. It's only my opinion. She had the opportunity to buy her in-laws house, and they did. But she still was hell-bent about having a huge wedding. Hell-bent. I've waited for this my whole life. How old was she? 25? Your whole life. But I get it, because at 25, that's how we are. And all I could think about at that moment, she was a couple of years younger than me, and I'd been living on my own and struggling to live in this shithole. And all I could think about is that if you're going to come up with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, put that money into the fucking house so that you don't have to struggle. But nope, she wanted to have a big wedding. And I've said it to her. I'm like, but if you took all that money, I don't know how much, but let's just say it was 35,000. I mean, it had to be thousand. It was a big wedding. And you put that chunk of money into the payment on the house, you would lower your mortgage payments forever. But meanwhile, what'd you do? Invite friends that you don't talk to anymore? Family that you never see? I mean, it blows my mind. But I can, and she says, would say to this day, that was my day and I'm glad I did it. She still watches I don't know, I haven't spoken to her in a while, but she was, at the time, she's like, I still watch the video. My point is, we were all there, because I would have done the same thing. I already had the dresses laid out. All my friends were going to wear green velvet. That's comfortable. Everyone's going to wear green velvet. Stupid. YP. S and I had a rift in relation due to some arguments, and his family adding fuel to the fire. Do the cards see any reconciliation between S and me? What are his current thoughts? As of right now, I would say it doesn't look like it. It looks like things are a little misaligned or out of balance or slow. So I would never say that it's not possible, because anything is possible, but I don't see any reconnections as of right now. Disney does brainwash kids. I agree. Every fucking one. Every one of those movies. I was really thrilled with Frozen, because I mean, I haven't seen, I think another one came out, but at least in the second one, Elsa chooses to live with the animals in the forest. But Anna was the idiot with the guy. Like there's always an idiot with the guy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's fine to want to be in a relationship. It's wonderful to want to get married. That's all great. But when people's lives revolve around it and their self-worth comes from whether or not they're dating someone, that's a problem. I was I never went to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World twice, but I was very young. Cinnamon for the rest of Friday going into Saturday. Old wounds heal and move into the past, and perseverance pays off. You may have some money coming in, and you could hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news you've been waiting on. Listen to your intuition, and life moves forward towards greener pastures. Success comes in around work, school, or business. Kara, how will life with 3 other flatmates be? I'm afraid I'm not getting along with them or being cast aside. I mean, as of right now, it looks like things could go very well. Good communication, life is moving forward. Things could change for you for the better quickly. Yeah, it looks positive, so let's see what happens. Bella, found a job I really like. Will I get an interview? Yes, you will. I'm revamping my portfolio. How will employers like my animated video? Good. Very creative. Creativity can lead to new beginnings, and somebody may make you an offer that would be hard to turn down. Listen to your intuition, and life moves forward. Not bad. Susie, what's coming my way next week? Could have some good news coming in. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. Life moves forward. You've got something happening that makes you happy, and then you have lay down the law, set boundaries that'll serve you well. New beginnings are on the horizon that lead to success. Empress could be bringing in love and money or more of it. And Jupiter and the Sun are going to conjunct, so that's good. Right around the time of the solstice. I think it may be on the 24th, though, that the conjunction is perfect. Jess, general for the weekend. General for the weekend. Lay down the law, set boundaries if you feel like someone is overstepping, and you may have choices and options around social activity. Exploring your options leads to success. Feeling grounded and stable around finances, life moves forward. A wish comes true. Maybe spending time with an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, why did my fan shut off? All right, I have to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Why did the fan shut off? Oh, maybe I unplugged it a little. All right. Oh my goodness. goodness, I had a number of problems. First problem, the door locked from the outside. I have to shut the bathroom door because I left my flip-flops in there. And you know this guy, he'll take them. So I had to unlock the door. And then there was no toilet paper in the bathroom. And then I banged my head. Anyway. Then I banged my head. And then I went in the kitchen to get a cough drop. And these cough drops are disgusting. I had to pee. But I mean, who hasn't had that happen? Where you go to the bathroom and then you realize there's no toilet paper? But like, I was definitely the last person to use the toilet paper because I'm the only one here right now. So I have nobody to be mad at but myself for not replacing it before I left the bathroom. I had to go walk down to the closet. Anyway. Did that one. Andrea, will my work manager give me a promotion? That could happen. Yeah, that's possible. Cosmic, did Eric from my part-time job at Senior Living find me attractive? Oh, I answered that one. I said, yeah, that could be possible that he found you to be attractive. Martisha, weekend messages, chances of seeing Cancer T. May have choices and options this weekend. Yeah, you could see him about a 70% chance. Yes. New beginnings are on the horizon. Listen to your intuition and don't be afraid to explore your options. Julie, when do you see Mr. Webb grading my paper for her class? Could be over this weekend. Maybe by Monday. Starfall love. Lay down the law, set boundaries. It'll serve you well. New beginnings are on the horizon that lead to success and a wish may come true. If you're currently with someone, current relationship should be functioning well. If you're not with anyone, you may have an Aquarius coming in, may have an Earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but Empress is bringing in love and money or more of it and brings with it cause for celebration. Amu, love and romance coming in. You do have love coming in. Walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you and your love life moves forward. It could be with the fire sign of Sagittarius, Aries. Don't be afraid to express your wants and needs around love, and life moves forward towards greener pastures. Red, weekend in general. Success comes in around work, school, or business. Lay down the laws, set boundaries. It'll serve you well. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news you've been waiting on. You may have choices and options around social activity, and you could have some money coming in. Not bad. Arcade, general for the next 7. For the next 7, you may be thinking about going back to school, learning a new area of study, and successes coming in around work, school, or business. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Perseverance pays off. Liz, general for today. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. Teamwork is favored around work, school, or business. Slow and steady wins the race, but life is moving forward. Maybe spending time with a Libra or an Aries. Luck changes for you for the better quickly, and you could have some money coming in. Not bad. Julie, Would Webb give me a passing grade for the paper? Yes, I think you're going to pass. Cosmic, what is Tarot advice regarding the UPS guy at work at GS? He still hasn't asked me my name. Does it mean that he isn't single? Should I try to put in more effort? I don't know. I feel silly asking now. What I would do is find out. I don't think him not asking about your name means that he isn't single, but I would make sure he's single before you pursue anything, because why bother if he's not? And I'm not 100% sure that he's single. So I would find out first. Somehow bring it up. And see what he says. Yeah, that would be my first step. Find out, make sure he's single first. And then after that, we'll go from there. Somehow ask or mention like a wife or something and see what he says. Clara, will I meet my future long-term partner at UWE or at work? I can't tell you where you're going to meet somebody, because you need to like live your life and follow the journey. Like, you'll find your person on your journey. If the cards tell you where you can go to meet somebody, then you're not making the choices and decisions. You're going where the cards are telling you to go, and it just doesn't work like that. I can tell you that I think that both of these places could be a possibility, but work looks like it's less possible. I doubt work. Lady Sunshine, any good blessings for me right now? Yeah, you might have money coming in. Finances could be improving, and you may be planning travel. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. You may also be thinking about going back to school or learning a new area of study. Is there anyone else here I haven't answered for? So our actions of Abdul towards me were in silence 1 month after our breakup. You'll probably hear from him eventually, but right now he's showing as the hermit. So he's probably not going to reach out on the immediate horizon, but you'll hear from him at some point. Cosmic, just advice here. If he's single, would it be odd if I gave him my number? I don't want to scare him. I don't think it would be odd, but I wouldn't do it right away. Like, I would first find out his name, start talking to him a little bit more so that it's not just out of the blue. Like, I feel like with a lot of situations, like, remember there was a guy who kept coming in here and he kept asking, should I confess my feelings for her? And even in his situation, it kept showing like confessing of feelings is like a little overwhelming. It's like, just ask somebody to grab a coffee and it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, but saying to somebody, hey, I'm really in love with you, like, that could be like a little bit like, what? But just being like, hey, you want to get coffee tomorrow, or I'm going for coffee, you want to come, that kind of thing, it's not a big deal. And I feel like it's the same thing here. It's like, if get to know him a little bit more, start talking a little bit, at least get his name, exchange names or common interests or whatever, and then give him your number. Davy, general for the next 2 weeks. You've got life changing for the better quickly. Old wounds healing and moving into the past, and life is moving forward. Money may be coming in. You'll hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from, or get good news that you've been waiting on. Life changes for you for the better quickly when you're sure about your wants and needs, and don't settle for less than you want or deserve in both personal and professional relationships. kiss. What's coming next towards me? Money. Money comes in. Finances improve. Perseverance pays off around work, school, or business. Money comes in. The hard work you put into work, school, or business pays off. And the solution to a problem is in front of you. You'll figure it out before the end of the month. You have a client with a similar situation? Yeah. It's funny. Ruchi and Kara, I answered for both. Kanchan, for the exam day, the day after tomorrow, I have one concept left before proceeding to review previous year papers. At this time, should I go for the concept or not as high time to revise all that I have done? I would say it wouldn't be time to redo everything at this point. Mel, weekend read. New beginnings are on the horizon that could lead to success, and life may change for you for the better quickly. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. The hard work you put into side business, side project, side hustle may pay off. Could be spending time with a Libra. If there's no Libra around, you may see good karma or justice come to a certain situation this weekend. Listen to your intuition and take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Sarah, all these rich husband stories. Where's suddenly a rich man who wants to marry, who falls hard for you and changes? He's paying for all of your bills and treating you like a princess. Yeah, that man doesn't exist. Rich men exist, but you probably wouldn't want to be with them. I'm telling you, I was driving through. I used to work in this town that was right outside of Franklin Lakes. Franklin Lakes, the houses, I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, the houses look like libraries. Like, they're huge. So when we had to go to the competition last week, which was in, I think it was Wayne, the houses were getting bigger and bigger the further away I was going. Like, I was pointing them out to Avery. I'm like, look at these houses. Like, you don't want to go to the bathroom in our house, which is right outside the bedroom. Imagine living in that house. You wouldn't know where I was. These houses are so fucking big. And, I mean, they look to me like they're made well, but what the hell do I know? They look like, okay, remember the wealthy development that I was telling you about from junior high? It would be like 3 times the size of that. I mean, massive. I mean, one house had like waterfalls in front of it. And I'm like, what do you need to do to live in a house like that? What do you need to do? I don't know. Be like a top plastic surgeon for like Hollywood? I can't imagine who can own that house, because the average mortgage payment around here on a house that's like modest is about $4,500 a month. Who can afford that? So we drove past one house and Avery's like, oh, I like that one. I'm like, Avery, me and every single one of us that live in this building would need to live in that house. And she goes, next door, they have a little grandson who's just a year. She goes, oh, and then maybe Lorenzo could live with me and I could play with him. And I'm like, yeah, maybe 2 of these buildings. I mean, the houses are crazy. But what I can tell you from knowing some people that are married very wealthy, a lot of them are not going to leave because of the lifestyle that they have, but they're not always so thrilled. Like, it's what it looks like on the outside is not always like what it's on the inside. Somebody else told me, I can't remember who this was that told me this, but they said, you see the house from the outside, but you go inside and there's nothing in it. I can't remember who told me that. I can't remember. Somebody told me that a lot of effort is put on the outside, and then when you go in the house, it's not like that. Can-Chan, which means I should review the previous years and not go... Yes. Yes, Can-Chan, that's what I think. Kirti, insights on love lives. Things aren't happening for me at all. Well, you do have new opportunities coming in towards the end of this year. Or in like this last quarter of the year. So it's not going to be like this always. You have a Leo coming in. Somebody can make you a new offer that would be hard to turn down. Maybe an Earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Life's moving forward towards greener pastures with celebration around love and money. So let's see what happens. Could be generational wealth, but I mean, that's possible. But you know what I've seen with, and this just may be what I've seen. What I've seen, I mean, I guess maybe if you're a certain level of wealth, like say parents have a successful business, they do whatever. Business is doing really well, they do really well for themselves, but then they retire or they pass away and they leave it to their children and their children piss it all away. I've seen that. I mean, doesn't mean that can't be, that has to be true for everyone, but it seems like yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is generational. Peach, general. Anxiety eases and moves into the past and life moves forward. You got success coming in around work, school, or business. Money coming in, finances improving. You could be taking time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. You may hear from somebody hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Not bad. Shar, love reading. Love reading. Walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, and new doors open. Anything that's well functioning will continue to flourish. Anything that's not functioning well will probably move into the past. If you're currently with someone and the relationship is well functioning, that's going to continue and it may strengthen. If you're not with anyone, you could have a Leo or a Virgo coming in, possibly a Scorpio as well. Exploring your options leads to success. Old wounds are healing and moving into the past, and a disappointment is healing and moving into the past. Cinnamon, I answered for you. Tanya, general. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. Money comes in, finances improve, and you may be getting good news around money or something like that. You have a wish that comes true, or I think it's around money. Slow and steady wins the race, but life is moving forward, and you may be planning travel. Could be spending time with Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Sean, the agency has been canceling my classes, saying my students aren't coming. I came today, and the one-to-one said my students are coming. Why are they canceling my classes? Yeah, I would say something. I mean, it looks like they're canceling the classes because attendance is disappointing. Could that be the case? Or low turnout? I would say something. Joe, I'm building my house, starting buying building materials. Will I be able to finish it soon? You may be able to finish it with like in the next 6 months. But honestly, I would say it depends on the situation. It would also make sense why the generation after the wealth wasted, because they did not experience the hardship and the money. I agree. I agree. Like if you ever hear, I think it may have been Bill Gates. I think it was Bill Gates. It said that he wasn't going to leave his kids his money. He was going to make them work for it. I think it was him. But I don't think that's a bad idea. I think it's a good idea. Like, I think if you don't learn how to work and everything is just handed to you all the time, you don't know what it's like. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Devaya, how will it go going back to sea work out for me? I keep postponing this trip. It's going to go well. You've got happiness around it. It should go well. If there's something that's like making you feel anxious, that may be why you're postponing it. But negativity is moving into the past. And happiness comes in around it. So it's not bad. Cosmic, do you still see me converting to permanent position at GS? I'm scared of getting turned down. And all my temp assignments were supposed to end this month. What do you see with me meeting Jen regarding my job? I still think that they're going to have a position for you. They still could make you an offer that would be hard to turn down and things could still move forward. So let's see what happens. Tanya, things got heated with Edward last night over this religious thing. He was all over the place and it was bad. I had to speak my mind and he didn't like it. It was bad. I'm not speaking to him. Okay, okay. You might have to really set that boundary with him though, because he might try reaching out. So if you're like serious about taking time away from him, setting the boundary and stick to it, because I think he's going to reach out again soon. Bill Gates and Ashton, they're leaving their money to charity. Wow. Yeah, I'll be on again later, Ruchi. I feel like I don't want to say that's wrong. I don't think it's wrong, but I hope the kids get something. Like, you don't have to give them millions and millions. I know that these people have made a lot of money, but I agree. I think it's a good idea to let kids work for it. The other day, I said to Avery, I said, if you do really well with your ice skating practice, because sometimes she can be silly. And I realize she's 5. But I'm not going to pay for you to be fucking silly. Like, if we're going to go, you're going to skate, don't be silly. Best thing that can happen for me is when we go for public skating, she finds a friend and they skate together. Then she gets some good practice in. Especially if she starts like teaching somebody. So, I'll teach her how to do this. That's great. But if she's acting silly, I get really annoyed. And I gave her $2 because she did really well. And she was like, oh, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. I'm like, you don't have enough money for that. Like, you have $2. I'm like, you could buy 1 chocolate bar out of the vending machine. That's it. 1. You don't have enough. Oh, what did she say? What's that word she always uses? Biscuits. Oh, biscuits. Yeah, you're going to have to work a little harder, sister, if you want to get some, you want to buy some of that, go to Five Below. You don't have 5. Liz, love general. Disappointment heals and moves into the past, and life moves forward with cause for celebration around love. Exploring your options leads to success. Could have fire here, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, may have air, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. You have a committed relationship on the horizon that should be successful if that's something that you're looking for. Elizabeth, general. You have success coming in around work, school, or business. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. Money comes in and you may be paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan. Teamwork is favored around work, school, or business, and anxiety is easing and moving into the past. Maybe thinking about going back to school or learning a new area of study. Sarah, its properties are such a good investment. If you have not so big house in okayish locality, bought years ago, today it's, I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I had this place appraised last year, $300,000. It's got one bedroom. It's got one bathroom. It's got one bedroom. It's got one bathroom. Who is paying $300,000 for this? Now, if somebody makes a lot of money and they work in New York City and they're single, they may be able to do it because we're not that far from the city. A commute to the city from here is not bad. I mean, it's always bad commuting to the city because it's a lot, but we're not far from the city. But I don't know what a mortgage would be like on $300,000 to live here. I mean, when I bought this place, it was $115,000. It was $115,000. I mean, that's a big difference. Anyways, Tanya, I haven't even bothered to respond. I told him to stop texting me. He was going crazy and it stopped it too. Put him on silent. Okay, good. Good. Oh, all the students came, Sean? I would say something because there's a miscommunication going on somewhere. I would say something. Isabella, cards for the rest of June. Anxiety eases and moves into the past and life moves forward. Disappointments heal and move into the past. The hard work you put into work, school, or business comes back to you. You may be working on a new creative project or creative hobby. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Just Kinna, general. New beginnings are on the horizon around social activity. Listen to your intuition and life moves forward. A wish comes true. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. You'll hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Vartika, weekend reading. Maybe spending time with a Leo or another fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, and life moves forward towards greener pastures. Disappointments heal and move into the past. Listen to your intuition. Teamwork is favored around whatever it is that you're doing this weekend. Sudeshni, general. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Money comes in, finances improve. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care, and listen to your intuition. A new journey begins. Lay down the law, set boundaries. It'll serve you well. Adonis, is V fearful of saying I love you to me, and why? Yeah, because it's like they feel vulnerable. It's like a vulnerable position to be in. Like fear of having my heart broken. Yep. Is there anybody here I haven't answered for? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up and I'll see you guys a little bit later. Yeah, Brenda, go ahead. Brenda will be the last. And then I'll be on tonight. Okay, Tanya. Oh my goodness. See, his problem is that he really believes this. And it's like, on one hand, he wants to convince you, but on the other hand, he also feels like I just need to say it. Like he really feels like this has helped him. But you know what? If you keep the boundary, eventually he'll go away. If you want him to go away, he will. He's not going to like be crazy and like stalk. I don't see any of that as of right now. But he feels like this person has helped him. And he kind of feels like on one hand he has to spread the word, and on the other hand he may be trying to. It's almost like I wonder sometimes if he's trying to convince himself. Brenda, general for the rest of the month. Will I get the money that I need to earn from real estate next week? I think you will get it. Teamwork is favored with growth, change, and transformation. The hard work you put in comes back to you, and then money comes in, finances improve. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. I think so. Yeah, I think you will. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll see you guys tonight. Thank you all very much for being here. Have a nice afternoon. Bye-bye.